Hello and welcome to the Money Marketing Podcast. I'm Kimberly Dondo, Digital Content Manager. And in this week's Weekend Essay podcast, we have Caitlin Southall asking, how can we demystify the world of pensions? Take it away, Caitlin.
As an avid reader of the Weekend Essays, let me start by saying how honoured I am to be sharing with you my own thoughts, focusing on the sometimes mystifying world of pensions. One of the reasons I always make the time to read the Weekend Essays is because they're accessible and digestible, and the pension world could learn a lot from that. Pensions in principle are simple. You add money to a pot over the duration of your working life, invest sensibly, and then you can enjoy the fruits of your labour in your retirement. But in reality, they're far more complex than this. Despite the introduction of the consumer duty, pensions are still full of jargon and are often far from simple. How can this really result in widespread good customer outcomes? Demystifying pensions is, in my opinion, a pivotal step towards increased engagement in retirement planning, as is an increase in governmental focus on providing a basic level of financial education. For some, I think that even the term pension deters people from active engagement. Engaging younger generations is a particular challenge. Unlike saving for a mortgage or using finance to buy a car, pensions are something that's easier to delay thinking about and planning for because they're not immediately tangible. It's easy to forget that due to the complexity that pensions can often present, they remain an absolutely integral part of financial planning over a client's lifetime. There is a widespread and well-documented problem that people are not saving enough for their retirement, so pensions should form a key component of everyday financial consciousness from the point that they join the workforce. Of course, I appreciate at the moment with the cost of living crisis that simply may not be possible for many people who are understandably concentrating on the day-to-day. I think the industry is making strides in terms of addressing the jargon that's so inextricably weaved into our everyday. For those of us within the industry, the myriad of terms and definitions are second nature, but can be intimidating to those starting their careers in pensions too. There are helpful jargon busters online with guides and glossaries to try and aid customers with their understanding. The Consumer Duty also gave us all the opportunity to take stock of our literature and processes and revise these to better support customers. However, the world of pensions remains busy with sometimes disorientating terminology. In fact, it seems that sometimes pensions are rooted in a different language, with the expectation that inexperienced clients will be somewhat fluent. The old cliche that every day is a school day rings true for those of us operating in the sometimes arcane world of pensions. The challenge for the industry is that pensions are inherently complicated. There are so many scheme types, each carrying different rules, structures, options, investments. The rules sometimes lend themselves to subjectivity too, providing further differences for advisors and clients to contend with. MPAA, LTA, UF+, these are all acronyms which make sense for advisors and firms, but for some clients these are just letters on a page, and it's our job to translate these into understandable and digestible definitions for customers. This is challenging, noting the prevalent advice gap, albeit that the FCA is working to address this in conjunction with the pensions regulator as part of the advice gap guidance boundary review. If we are truly to unlock and demystify pensions, now is the time to do it. Changes like the potential introduction of guidance and also the pension dashboards are key opportunities to engage people with their pensions. However, the potential education and simplification for consumers is going to be critical to avoid bad outcomes if engagement does increase. There is no magic solution to eradicate jargon from pensions. They can be complicated, but much of that is due to the world of opportunity that they present. I believe that financial products like mortgages and annuities tend to be less complicated to understand, but they do have a narrower purpose. A pension scheme like a SIPP can offer thousands of investment options, providing a great opportunity to build an investment strategy that adapts, evolves, and endures. For this reason, the legislation, rules, and structures behind pensions are understandably intricate. The challenge for the industry is to ensure that consumers can navigate terminology and rules in order to achieve those best outcomes. Supporting consumers through the complexities and jargon associated with the UK pension system are advisors, acting as essential translators for consumers. the conduit between the complexities and unavoidable jargon. Advisors enable complexity to be made simple. But the responsibility doesn't just lie with advisors and firms. I'm a long proponent of better financial education in schools. Most financial products and events that people are likely to engage with, mortgages, life insurance, debt, loss of a loved one, all require a basic level of understanding to navigate. I don't expect people to leave school and know what the tapered annual allowance is, but to have an understanding of the fundamentals would not only allow better navigation of some of the pension jargon, but also give them the tools to know how and where to find out areas that they don't understand. For example, jargon buster guides are useful, but people need to know what they're looking for to find the one most relevant to them. The same metric applies for advice too. People should be empowered with the knowledge to know when and how to seek financial advice. And that requires a basic level of financial education. Navigating pensions can be an intimidating prospect for many people, and jargon is undoubtedly a key driver of this. You can understand an unadvised person taking one look at the new allowances stemming from the LTA abolishment and having no clue what they mean or how they maximise the opportunity to save towards their retirement. Absent of any wholesale changes to industry-wide and embedded terminology, advisors are the key to unlocking the pension jargon puzzle.
Thanks, Caitlin, for an insightful Weekend Essay podcast. We do hope that you enjoyed it. Please do keep up to date with all our new releases via Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts from. You can also keep up to date with all our new content published on the Money Marketing website, as well as our print edition, Money Marketing Magazine, so make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. See you next time.